Hello, welcome to the Junkyard Rat Show. Last day in September. You know, I knew a September. I knew a girl named September in junior high. I think it was junior high. And yeah, she like I never met another September again, but I think that Green Day wrote that song about her, Wake Me Up When September Ends. You know, because she moved after 1 year, after seventh grade, and I always wonder what happened to her. I saw her years later. She showed up to my high school. But you know what? Yeah, that was funny. I actually they were teaching us how to dance in P class, and I danced with her. That was my first dance with
What
her.
kind of dancing did they teach you in PE class? Was it like, like the only dancing I remember in school is they taught us square dancing.
They did that too, but they wanted us to be. Didn't want us to grab anybody's ass or anything. So yeah,
Hey, that's where I learned how to do-si-do.
yeah, square dancing was pretty fun. Well, today's guest, of course, we got Stephen Ferris, who's our all-time guest
Hello.
leader.
Yeah, with the most appearances on the Junkyard Rat Show, coming in with like the biggest margin, it's Stephen Ferris.
Oh yeah,
What's happening, Stephen?
Not too much. I'm just working and eating and hanging out on the Junkyard Rat Show.
There you go.
That's
Working
right.
and eating. That's what else can you do on our show
I mean,
or on his
Yeah.
show? Our show.
I'm all about getting paid, so
I'm starting
Yeah.
to feel like it's our show.
it's
What do you
good.
mean?
It's good that you're working. You know, you're making websites. You got to make me a website.
Yeah.
I really like the website you had for when we were in our group. Was it the Rejects of Comedy? That was
Yeah.
a cool ass website and stuff. Yeah, you gotta make me. How are the websites going?
They're coming along. Got
You
a
should-
list of tasks to do on this one, so
So I'd like you to look at ours. I want to embed an RSS feed on multiple pages.
okay.
Do you know? I'm guessing that you totally know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Are you using WordPress?
Yes, I am, sir.
You could probably just get a WordPress plugin that'll do it.
Right. And I figure I just have to, yeah. So I want to do that. And I also need to make an archive folder for each show. It'd be nice to start grabbing these guys' audio and putting them on the server. I've been putting them on our local server and serving them up through our website or through a unique URL and then embedding that URL within my webpage. But again, we're getting really exciting stuff here. I know this is keeping the listeners or the viewers.
I'm ready to start
the edge of their
plugging
seat.
stuff with my dick. So anytime you need anything plugged, you know,
Oh, jeez.
I'm a plugger. I'm a plugger and a lover and stuff. I was gonna ask you about the Niner game, but you weren't even watching. You didn't even make it to the punchline last night, and somebody was
Were you
criticizing-
there?
Yeah, why? You didn't even make it, but somebody was criticizing you on Facebook for not going.
Really?
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
It wasn't me. Like, yeah, I don't know. When was the last time you were at the punchline and stuff?
I went after Comedy Day.
Oh, how did it go?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Seemed like a good show.
Yeah. How's Ben Feldman doing?
Well, he was there. He looked healthy.
Yeah, he was at Cal's and he did a 9/11 joke that I never forgot because he was talking about the the New York casino in Vegas. They have a roller coaster, and he was talking about how thank God they didn't build the World Trade Center buildings in the casino, before because they built the casino before 9/11. So it was like, thank God they didn't have to tear that down there. But it didn't do too well. Like I never forgot that 9/11 joke.
Hmm.
It was crazy. But yeah, you're doing pretty well. You're all over the Punchline and Sack. You perform there a lot.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, maybe once a month, or every other month, something like that.
Oh yeah. Have you been to the Deaf Puppy Comedy Club, or is that near you?
Yeah, I went to their open mic.
How did it go?
It went pretty good.
Next time you go, let me know. That's only 10 minutes away from my house.
How much
Oh,
time
really?
did they
Yeah.
give you?
Well, it's kind of hard to get to for me. It's on a Wednesday, and then trying to drive down the 99. It wasn't
Good
very
old
much fun.
99.
99.
Yeah, the tailgating was pretty extreme, and I just haven't really wanted to do it again. So
That's my favorite freeway. The 99 freeway. I love the 99.
99.
Yeah.
Anything with the word any 99. I'm down with 99. That's my favorite.
No, I
number.
think you're thinking 69.
No, I'm talking about 99.
Well, didn't the 99 used to have, like, way back in the day, they used to have those little orange huts, and you could go in and get like a orange slushy or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Orange Julius, I think. Is
Oh,
what they were
yeah.
called.
Good old Orange Julius. We love the Orange Julius.
Is the orange? They're still around, aren't they? I haven't seen one.
It was funny because I thought they'd been gone for multiple years, and I forget what it was, but I was somewhere and there was an Orange Julius, and I want to say it was like in a mall or something.
Oh yeah.
And I
Mhm.
was like, well,
Yeah, I think I've seen them in a mall.
yeah, no, it was somewhere. It was kind of obscure, and it was like, wait, that's an Orange Julius, and even their logo was different and stuff, but it was Orange Julius.
Orange Julius.
That used to
Just
be
look.
good. That used to be the only way you could get something that was like an Orange Julius. Do you remember the only other thing was like an Orange Julius was you would go to certain places like miniature golf courses and they had snack bars and they would have a thing called an orange whip.
There's
And the old orange whip would come in a machine that would kind of like it's kind of like I don't even know what it is. It looks like a margarita machine almost. It's just a big old elongated clear thing that would sit there and pump the stuff up and whatever.
There's like a miniature golf thing near in downtown Walnut Creek where I live.
Right.
But they kind of build it all on their own. It's like a mom and pop one. Like
So is it ghetto?
it's not ghetto. I mean, it's Walnut Creek, but the guy just kept building them. I've never actually done it.
You've never gone there? You should go there and do a segment from the miniature golf course.
Yeah, I used to go to miniature golf and stuff. I used to go to one in San Jose, like in Sunnyvale, on El Camino.
Yep. There was Golfland or whatever it was.
Golfland, hell yeah. That was the best, You learn a lot about somebody playing mini golf with them.
Yeah, what was ours? Ours was in Redwood City. It was either Menlo Park had I forget what the name of it was, but it was on Marsh Road. And it was oh my gosh, I can't remember what the name of the miniature golf course was. And then years later, they ended up building a Malibu Grand Prix and Castle Golf and Games, like one exit
Yeah, I
away.
love Malibu Grand Prix. I wish they never took that down, dude.
I know, I'm telling you. So on the peninsula, they took it out to build out it was supposed to be a jail, ended up being like a county sheriff's office. And it's funny because basically where the actual miniature golf course and castle were are still unoccupied, and all the palm trees have been let go and all the land is all overgrown, but they literally could have kept it there. I thought they were knocking it down to make way for it, but no.
I mean, George Carlin is right when he says, like, we have all these golf courses. We could tear them down and build housing. Like, there's like 2 golf courses where I live, and I swear they're like at least 10 miles or more
Yeah, he
of
talks about
land. I
he
mean,
talks about how we could make that all for the homeless.
yeah, I mean it's huge. It's like I I haven't even seen the whole golf course. That's how big it is. I mean, I'm near one hole, but there's like 18, and then there's like 9 holes in the other side. It's like, and there's a much over 1 million golf courses in America. You know.
Normally, I wouldn't say that. Well, no, I wouldn't normally say that my comedy's been inspired by something, but I had a joke that was kind of like that. Oh, we should use all the golf courses for people that don't have, for the homeless and this and that. I did a thing where uh, if we needed to start getting relying more on oil and fuel from the ground instead of natural energy, that we could start digging up cemeteries
I think
and
they
using
did.
all the fossil fuels from humans.
They did. Did you know there used to be cemeteries in San Francisco? They dug them off. There's
Well,
only one cemetery left, the military one.
all right, the Presidio,
But yeah, they dug up a bunch of cemeteries in San Francisco.
and moved everybody to Colma.
Yeah, moved them off. But really, do we need cemeteries? Couldn't we just cremate people and just dump them?
Well, nowadays, people, that's what people do on the most part. I don't know what percentage of people that get interned versus get cremated, but
Yeah.
cremation is big now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's a big percentage, though. I would say 70%-ish.
Some religions are all about, my thing is I need to be mummified. So 5,000 years and they
You
can
want to be
discover me.
mummified.
I can be in some museum and they're like, he died with a hard dick. My dick will be hard, you know?
Well, it was like, okay, so even cryogenics, they say, oh, they'll freeze you. You can freeze yourself until,
I don't
or
want to be
freeze your,
freeze.
you don't want to be
I
frozen.
don't like cold weather. Don't freeze my ass. Dump me in some furnace.
I just put me in a shoebox and bury me in the backyard next to the goldfish and the hamsters.
Maybe like one of Shaq's shoe boxes. Shaq is
One
got
of
big.
Shaq's shoeboxes.
Shaq
Yeah, I
is-
can fit into that.
We can just cut your body up and stick you in just like chop you up. Bah, 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 bah,
How
bah.
about you, Steven? How do you want to be taken care of after you die, or does it matter?
Well, I figured they'd probably just put me on hospice.
Right. They'll put you on hospice, but once you actually expire, what are they gonna do with you?
No, that's when I would go on the hospice.
Oh,
You're just gonna have them babysit your dead body?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not dead.
You would be low maintenance. Finally, you'd be low maintenance.
Yeah.
Just keep them on ice a little bit. Okay, so, yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't care. I'm gone. I'm done.
I don't know if they're gonna put me in a cemetery because my last name's too long. It means they would have to pay more money to carve out the letters. You know,
They charge by the letter.
I'll just have to put Chris, just Chris,
And said, Christian.
Cristian Alejandro Schiabacasa Valenzuela.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's in Hawaii on vacation. I was talking to her on the phone, and she was complaining that the closest Safeway is like a half hour away. I'm like, you're in Hawaii. I mean, why are you complaining about where the Safeway is?
It's like a half hour away.
Yeah, I guess she's near where the fires were, and it's hella depressing. But yeah, she was complaining. I'm like, why don't you go to a restaurant? You know, I mean, don't they have like some kind of resort where they give you a bunch of food free?
I think nowadays, and okay, so it seems like Hawaii or Hawaiians are divided almost like our country is. It's like 50% of them want tourism, the other 50% does not want tourism.
They need tourism.
They do. They need tourism to rebuild and to get back. But the problem is like I was just watching a segment on, I think it was last week tonight, where they're rebuilding all the resorts and shit.
Yeah.
But they're the people that actually have lands and homes and have had family generational homes and shit are out there blowing in the wind, and more of their land keeps getting sucked up.
It's true.
And so If it's all about tourism and big corporation taking over those islands, I'm not for it.
Somebody I went to high school with, his house went down in the hurricane a couple days ago. He has a whole family, and he's asking money on. He has a GoFundMe page, and it's sad. It's sad, But I always wonder, like, hurricanes happen a lot. I mean,
And they happen in the same place. It's like these flood zones.
yeah,
Okay, so like,
he's in Florida, so he's in like hurricane weather.
well, and people keep going, well, you live in California and you have earthquakes. Yeah, but every year my house does not get knocked over by an earthquake and I have to rebuild. That's the difference between you and I, my friend.
Can't we just build our houses like Lego? So,
yeah, snap together.
So we just, once they go down, you just put them back together.
That'd be kind of cool.
I always wanted to be like.
It would be fun for the whole family.
I wanted to be in a small hurricane. I always thought it'd be fun to be like in a mini hurricane or something, a little one. Because people survive hurricanes, not everybody.
They have things like that, or like those kind of like those things you go into to do the like you're skydiving, but you're on the ground. You're in a big vacuum, and it kind of lifts you up and goes. They have things like that you can stand in and take, like, here's 20-mile-per-hour winds, here's 30-mile-per-hour winds, and then after a certain point, you can't even stand. You're just kind of like whipping around. You're like,
it's sad. I mean, you got a whole family and stuff. Your house is gone, and I mean, it's never easy to get insurance money because the whole area is wiped out. So you got the insurance companies footing the bill in all these places. Now you got to fight with the insurance company.
So then government. I think your premium should be higher. Your payout should be lower.
Yeah.
And again, if you're doing this on an annual, it should be calculated into your risk.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, you're taking a risk. Well, it's 100% that you're going to get hit this year.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm not going to cover that. It should be like a bet. Are you willing to take that bet, insurance company? No, I'm not. Just like if you have life insurance,
yeah,
they do have you go and do a physical. You can't have like stage 4 cancer and get $1 million in life insurance.
That's true. I was talking to the bus drivers where I live. They have a little bus system, and every year she's got to get a physical, and she's got to pass a physical test just to keep driving buses,
Right, and it's not that you shouldn't be insured. So let's say, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about homes being insured, people and being insured, whatever. It's it's a risk. It's a bet. You're basically making a wager based on the percentage of that this is or isn't going to happen to you. And so if it's your home and you're in a tornado zone,
yeah,
then again, you should probably be paying more for your insurance,
mm-hmm.
and you should probably be getting paid back less.
Yeah.
And that should be your fair share. And then if you're not in harm's way, your insurance should be less.
How many days do they give
you
warning?
And when it does happen, you should get most of it covered.
How many days do you get for a warning? Because do they give you like 3 days or 2 days?
They tell you it's coming in like a 1 or 2, 3 days. They can see like hurricanes coming in like 1, 2, and 3 days.
Are you supposed to get on an airplane and get out or something?
No, it's funny because a lot of these places you can't. All you can do is batten down the hatches, especially if you're on one of these islands. It's not like you're going to fly off to, you're in Puerto Rico. Well, okay, then the only other islands around you are smaller.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico's actually a big island. It's a pretty good sized landmass.
Island, yeah.
But I mean, I've been on a couple islands in the Caribbean. As my damn thing is just going up and down. I've actually been in islands on the Caribbean that are so small that you can almost see the other side of the island from, half of it. You could be up on a mountain peak and see around you.
I went to Kokomo like 10 years ago.
I was on an island called Nevis, and we had to go fly on to St. Kitts, get to St. Kitts, then go onto a little ass boat to get to Nevis. And when we walked up, it had a non-active volcano. When we walked up towards the volcano and took the tour, you could look and see half the island with the water.
Like Steven's like going.
He's going somewhere. He's going to get us food.
Are you getting potty? Are you going potty? Are you going potty, Steven?
Steven's not going potty.
Are you going potty? I didn't realize that. You know that the room he's in has a window to look out. It's almost like a recording studio. And I was sitting in his couch vaping, and I didn't realize he could watch me because he's not into weed and stuff.
Right.
He's not into weed, so he was like, I thought I was being sneaky vaping in his house because I don't smoke weed in his house. He's not down with weed at all, but I was vaping and stuff. But yeah,
vaping's a little different.
Wasn't there a hurricane in like near LA last year? Because my dad's in San Diego, and I remember he said he was in a mini hurricane down there. I think there was a hurricane in LA and stuff. Hurricanes are crazy.
They've had a few here in California in the last year or two because weather's been weird.
Yeah, I mean, but you're in Florida. I mean, like Louisiana. I remember we went to New Orleans, but yeah, Florida's like hurricane. I think even New York City has got hurricanes hitting it up. But somebody told me that the hurricanes don't even reach Canada. You know, like I heard a weird thing about hurricanes that it takes they only come into America and they don't even like go to Canada. I don't know why. Why isn't there any hurricanes in Canada?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's that far north. I don't know. That's a great question.
What I heard, and this could just be a conspiracy, but I heard the hurricane map is the same map that they used to bring in slavery ships. You know, that that the hurricanes travel on the same road that the slavery ships came. And it's like punishment because we own slaves. And Canada didn't have slaves.
That's pretty deep.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
I think it's just the way currents work.
I wasn't around.
It's the way currents work in the water.
I wasn't around 200 years ago. I'm not really sure, but I've been in Florida. I've been in
then I would think that it would hit the United States worse than it would hit.
It does.
The Caribbean. It hits the Caribbean way worse than it hits us.
Well, the Caribbean is in the middle of a slave trade. Was involved in the slave trade. That's what
but a lot of those people still reside there.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that it goes into the slave trade areas, you know.
Right. But again, it's like you're punishing the slaves for being slaves.
Well, no,
you're punishing us for having slaves. I get it, but what I'm saying is a bulk of the hurricanes, if you would call it Hurricane Alley, is right there in the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
And those are not. Well, I guess, because even like the island I was on actually had plantations and stuff there, so I guess there was slaves, and it was run by.
Of course, there were slaves.
It was run by the English, the British.
Yeah, I was telling somebody we were drinking Thai iced teas the other day, and I said you can always tell which countries were ruled by the English. They always love tea, like Thailand. Mm-hmm. Anything with tea, any country that loves tea a lot, they were involved with the British. The British are in love with tea over coffee. I don't know why.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? Where you been in the Caribbean, Steven? Have you been in the Caribbean?
No, I haven't been in the Caribbean.
What happened? We were trying to take a trip to Colorado, or?
And his logo's taking out your face. I'll take out the logo.
Oh, yeah.
There it goes.
We were supposed to go to Colorado in a couple of weeks. What happened?
Well, Sue Boss wants to do that. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, and then I was kind of looking at family plans and stuff like that, and I don't think it'll pan out for me.
Well, Luke Lockfield moved to Denver, so I emailed him, and he never got back to me, but...
Yeah, it would be nice to have him on your show, because I've wanted to reach out to Luke multiple times.
The trouble is, I don't even drive, so taking me on a road trip like that, I can't even drive, so...
So you're basically a passenger. You're like, instead of driving Miss Daisy, you're driving Mr. Crazy. Gotcha.
You know what? There are a lot of Miss Daisies where I live. I mean, the, the these seniors where I live, they love to complain about the buses. Sometimes they get mad if the bus route when they take them home is longer than usual for them. And they're like they if they have to spend a couple more minutes on the bus, they get upset and they complain about it. It's but the thing I figured out is these people really don't they didn't really ride buses their whole life, you know? They're like they're not wealthy, but they drove. They're not like me. I've been riding buses my whole life. I understand bus etiquette and stuff, you know. I understand. They just have never been on a muni bus and had some crackhead yelling at everybody in Spanish, you know. Those are the worst. The Spanish ones are worse because you don't know. I know what they're fucking saying. But yeah, once in a while they got some crazy or they start smoking weed or crack on the fucking bus and shit. But yeah, that's crazy. You don't ride buses either, do you, Steven? Or
I have before.
I don't know. I mean, if Suba, maybe we should go. Maybe Denver's another. We should go to a road trip closer than Denver. We should go
Yeah.
up to like Vegas or something.
And
Vegas.
what kind of car? What kind of car you got? I remember it's electric, but
He's got a Mini
Oh, well, we
Cooper.
wouldn't take that. I have the Mini Cooper, the electric Mini Cooper. I also have a 79 Cadillac DeVille that I usually don't drive it very far. I'm sure it would be fine, but
You should build that one up. You could go to car shows with it.
yeah, I've been working on it slowly. I replaced all the suspension stuff on it in 2020, and then I made some tweaks to that last year. So
I mean, you're really doing nice on your house. Your house looks really nice,
yeah.
except for the backyard. It still looks like a jungle.
Yeah, I don't know what to do back there.
It's funny because you complain that you can't find your cats. It's because there's bushes everywhere. I mean, of course you can't find them. They're hiding in the bushes somewhere and stuff. You know.
they are
Well, yeah, but
uncle
usually
cat.
if I go back there, they come out,
I know.
and he didn't come out. So
So, are you a fan of JD Vance? You're like a single cat dude and stuff.
I know, yeah, screw that guy.
What? Why is it that he only included women? Like, why isn't it like single cat people? Why?
Right.
Why not like single cat people? Why just women? You know?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that close to Taylor Swift before?
Uh, I've never met her,
You know?
But she
but
represented your demographic.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't know. I like her some of her songs and stuff.
She hasn't been in the
Uh,
last two Chiefs games though. She had
she
because
wasn't there.
she wasn't. They played in L.A. yesterday. She wasn't even there.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Is there trouble in
Well, yeah, because they're talking about how he's not playing that well this year, and they're trying to blame her. So she's like, I think she's hiding out, hoping that he starts playing better and stuff. But the truth is, he's not going to play well during the season. That's somebody that plays well in the playoffs, you know. Sure, the veterans, especially they've been in the Super Bowl. They kind of they don't like bring it all out during the regular season. They wait and the Chiefs are built for that. So Kelsey's not gonna be out there, you know, playing his hardest, especially in the beginning of the year and stuff, you know. But yeah, there was a rumor they were supposed to break up on the 28th of September. I guess there was some kind of paperwork that came out from his agency. It wasn't real, I guess, but it said that they had a breakup date of September 28th, which was like 2 days ago. So maybe they broke up. Maybe it really, or maybe that just made her. But I think it's just the fact that people are complaining that he's not playing that well. But so you're gonna. I heard Usher was here in Oakland on Saturday.
Oh, was he? I saw some people from high school went and saw him.
Usher,
He
yeah.
Usher, he was really popular at my high school. There were a lot of girls that were
Oh
They're
yeah,
really Usher.
yeah. A lot of people like Usher. He was like really big back, and he's big now. I mean, he played in the Super Bowl and stuff. Are you going to any concerts or?
I don't have any planned right now. I think what did I see? The last was like Paul McCartney,
Oh yeah,
and I don't know. I'll
you went
probably
with
see
your dad,
somebody at
didn't
some
you?
point.
Or
Huh?
you went with your dad to see Paul McCartney, didn't you? Or
Yeah,
yeah, you didn't go to the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys were on tour.
yeah, I know. But I've seen them. I saw them for the 50th anniversary tour
Are they
when they
even
got Brian
playing?
Wilson back in the group,
Do
and
they even got any real members anymore? I mean,
well, they have Mike Love and Bruce Johnson. Was technically a real member because he came in to replace Brian in the '60s when Brian went all crazy and stuff.
now Mike Love owns the Beach Boys, doesn't he? He owns the name Beach Boys.
Yeah, I think so.
So basically, he kicked out his whole family. After the
Well, the,
50th, after the 50th anniversary, he just kicked out his family members of the band.
well, there was only one family member
Well,
at
he
that
kicked them
point.
out, didn't he? He kicked
Yeah.
he kicked them out.
Well, I don't know if he kicked him out. He just made plans to do other shows without him.
I don't know
So,
what I mean. These bands, how long can they go? I mean, do they need one member to actually, to tour? I mean, when is it when you just got to retire the name?
well, I don't know. I mean, some of the other groups like the Temptations and stuff like that, they've continued on with no original members.
That's true. I mean, ACDC still tours.
Well,
You
they
know.
have, at least uh what, probably three.
Yeah, I mean Angus Young died, and I think Johnson's not there anymore. I think they got
No,
Axl
he's
Rose.
back.
Didn't Axl Rose tour with him? He went.
Yeah, yeah, for a little bit because Brian Johnston had some hearing issues related to car racing, and they said if he toured again, he might lose his hearing completely. But
Oh, that's what happened. He's a car racer.
yeah, I guess he does that on the side.
That's one of the best shows I ever seen. I saw them
ACDC.
in '91 at the Cow Palace. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Those were the days where there was no seating. You basically
Oh,
you had to fight your way to the front. Those were
oh
the,
wow.
those were the best shows because you knew that you could get to the front if you really wanted to.
Hmm.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they do shows like that. Not after what happened at the Astrodome a couple of years back. A bunch of people died in the show, but
Oh.
I wish comedy was like that. There was no seating. Everybody had to stand up and stuff. So how's Sacramento? Are you in a heat wave again?
Yeah, it's been hot. It hasn't been like super crazy, but it's still been pretty hot. I
It,
went for a run yesterday and I made it, but it was tough.
you made it. You made it.
Yeah,
Do you run with like a bottle of water on you or?
I'm supposed to. I forgot though.
Yeah, in that kind of weather, you gotta have some kind of water. But how do you how do you run with a bottle of water? Is there a kit?
My sister for my birthday got me this special little belt with these little water pouches on it,
That's
and I'm
cool.
supposed to fill those up, and then you can just take a sip every half hour or so.
She ran out of deodorants. The deodorants got too expensive.
I still have some.
You still have deodorants?
Yeah.
Are you still doing the deodorant jokes or?
Yeah, I switch it up because I have all the other ones too, and so the last couple times I've done my vacuum cleaner stuff.
Vacuum cleaner? You know what? Like we have a Roomba. We have a Roomba, and my mom programmed the Roomba to start every day, like at 9 in the morning, and then she yells at me to turn it off, and I'm like, you like program this thing to start up every day, but could turn that fucker off. So now that she's like on vacay, I got tired of the Roomba. I just turned it upside down. That way it can't do anything. You know, but it starts up every day at 9 in the morning. You know,
Oh my god.
every fucking and like she had it programmed to go in the middle of the night. I'm like, what the hell is that making noise? Did somebody break in? It's the goddamn Roomba and shit, you know. But yeah, she yells at me, turn that fucker off. I'm like, you programmed it yourself to start up at 9 in the morning, you know. I mean, it can't be that easy to program the damn thing. Like, I turn it off. I'm like, you know, it's annoying as hell, but you know, it was either that or me vacuuming, and I prefer to deal with a Roomba. You know, I rather not vacuum and stuff. We have a maid that comes twice a month and stuff, but yeah, I like you got a maid and a Roomba, but like every fucking day the thing starts up like, and it's like I'm like no, I almost put it outside like a bad pet, like shut up, but and it makes some these sad noises, but every day it makes less noise, you know, to start up because it has no power. It's like, please plug me in. I'm like, I'm not plugging your ass in. Gotta wait for my mom to come back to get plugged in and shit. You know, you're annoying. I don't need you vacuuming and shit. I don't need the Roomba every day. You know. Sometimes it goes outside. It's like annoying and shit. But
Yeah.
it's like it's the third one. Like I think she's broken two of them already. My mom's obsessed with the Roombas and stuff. You know. Do you got a Roomba or you probably just vacuum
No.
yourself, right?
What?
You don't got a Roomba, do you?
No, I thought about getting one at one point, but then I didn't get it.
You can get a Roomba. I don't even know if they even vacuum. I mean, do those things even vacuum though? I mean, I shouldn't complain because it's either me or the Roomba. I prefer the Roomba, so I don't know why I don't like vacuuming. I just don't like it, you know. I don't know.
No.
I'm not the cleanest person and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
need a vacuum to suck all the snot out of your shirt.
yeah, I mean it's true, you know. I like I sneeze, and that's another thing that people don't like about me is that I do put boogers on my clothes, you know, like, and people are like, that's just dirty. I'm like, it's just clothes. I mean, if I wanna if I wanna put boogers on my clothes, it's my t-shirt, right? But people get really mad, and I'm like, it's not like cum. It's not like I got cum all over my clothes, you know. And you know, it looks cum. It might be cum out of your nose. It might be like the cum that came out and stuff. But people are like, don't do that. But now I carry it. I'm old school. I have a handkerchief. I have like a marijuana handkerchief. My dad used to carry handkerchiefs back in the day. So
Yeah.
they men don't do that shit anymore. Do you carry handkerchiefs or?
Well, I have some napkins in my car, like cloth napkins. And if
Yeah.
I'm driving and I need to blow my nose, I'll pull one of those out and blow it into one of
Yeah.
those. You know, that's the thing would be hilarious though. Is like if people give you shit for blowing your nose in your shirt,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, fine. And then you reach in your backpack and pull out another shirt and blow your nose into that.
I should. I should. I'm very, yeah, like I don't give a fuck, you know. I don't give a fuck. I'm not married. I've never really been trained, you know. I've never really been
All right.
trained. I'm not house I'm not house trained. My mom tried to house train me, but I fought her on it. Like I just am who I am, you know.
Yeah.
I like to like put boogers all over my clothes. I got t-shirts that I just wear because they got stains all over. I got burn marks on my t-shirts too. That's always fun because I smoke a lot of weed and sometimes the ashes lands on my clothes and stuff.
Well, you
But
smoke so much weed, your burgers probably have THC in them. You could probably pack those into a bong
I wish
and take a rip.
I might sell them, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I could sell them. That could be the main thing and stuff, you know. Yeah, I never understood that I couldn't blow my nose with my t-shirt. And people get really offended by that, you know. I mean, I imagine if they saw me jerking off in public, they wouldn't be as offended as me blowing my nose and shit. They really get mad. My mom yells at me for that shit, like I have to hide it from her. Like, when I'm around my mom and I had to like blow my nose with my t-shirt, I wait until she's like doing something to do it, like I hide it from her and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a bad person, I'm a bad person and stuff. So what you got going on these days?
I'm doing a roast battle on Saturday.
I never get
And
picked for the rose battles. I don't know why they don't pick me.
yeah, well, we were on that one. This is a different one. It's not part of the same group
Oh yeah.
that's running it. So
What?
Subas and I are gonna roast each other on it.
That's how. Where is it at? Where is it at on Saturday?
Someplace called Shenanigans.
Oh, it's in Sacktown or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah, and,
Subas unfriended me on Facebook because he asked to become my Facebook friend again.
who?
Subas, I think he unfriended me
Oh.
at one point.
No. His account got hacked and he had to create a new
Oh,
one.
I'm like, are you mad at me? Because I didn't even realize we weren't friends anymore. Like, what's? Oh yeah, I remember he got hacked. He was giving away a bunch of free stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he said his father-in-law died and he's giving away all his furniture. I'm like, who does that kind of shit? That's just crazy, That's
Oh,
not
yeah, there
even.
was this really nice trailer that he had for $800. I was like, this is like a $16,000 trailer at
Oh,
least, dude.
really? Did you try
Yeah,
to
and then
buy
I was like,
it?
this guy's hacked.
Must have got hacked and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never. I think my Yahoo email got hacked. I couldn't get into it, but yeah, I don't get hacked that much. I don't get hacked, but it's true. Have you
I
been
think
hacked
my
before?
Twitter got hacked once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think people would know my Twitter got hacked. I just use Twitter to look at porn and stuff.
You don't even need. You just scroll on the feed to see porn on Twitter nowadays.
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah.
I think Twitter is the only place people can put porn on. You can't put it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So they're all the whole porn business. That's why people always wonder why Twitter is going to be around because the whole porn world is on Twitter or X. On X. But yeah, Elon Musk isn't well liked, but everybody's got to deal with him. People tell me that the Tesla cars are going broke. I'm like, everywhere I look, there's like a million Tesla cars. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and more of those the weird Tesla cars, the ones that look like a tank, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the
I thought,
trucks.
yeah, I thought those were said that they weren't good, like there was a recall on them.
Maybe
I
they
see
are.
more of those now than I did when before I didn't know they existed.
Well, yeah, I think because don't they have like solar? They got solar on top of the roof, right?
Is that what's going
I
on?
think
Do they
so.
got solar cells on top of the roof, or
I think that they do, yeah.
so
I saw one yesterday that had a bright blue wrap. The whole thing was wrapped in bright blue. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could paint these. People paint them different colors.
Well, it's
That's like
usually
getting a
wrap,
DeLorean, though. It's a stainless steel car, and they
Right.
paint it.
They paint it anyway. I've seen them different designs.
They look ugly. I think they just look ugly, and I think they would be really weird to drive.
I think
I
they're
saw
supposed
one where
to-
people wrapped it with a photograph of an F-150, so it looked like an F-150.
Oh, that's funny. That would be
Yeah.
funny. That would be funny.
I think they're supposed to look ugly. They're supposed to stand out.
Well, they're
Yeah.
definitely supposed to stand out.
They're supposed to stand out. So, ugly or not, you're gonna want one just to stand out. But I don't know. I've never been one of those. Like, where can you rent one? I want to be inside one of those. Do I know anybody who's got one? Do you know anybody who's got one of those? If you
I
own
don't
one
know
of those-
anybody who has one, no.
if you own a Tesla truck and you're watching the show, come and drive us around and stuff.
Right.
Drive us around. How fast are they real trucks? Can you use them as a truck or?
Oh yeah, I've seen people doing crazy stuff with them, and they go 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds.
I prefer the Rivians. The Rivians are pretty badass and shit.
Yeah, those are a nice looking car.
Hell yeah. How is your electric car?
It's good. It had a recall on it. I took it in, and they did a software update in about an hour or so.
What was that? What was the recall on?
Well, I guess there was a potential risk of the battery going into a thermal runaway.
What is a thermal runaway?
Well, that's where there's a short or something like that, and then it starts to heat up because of the short, and then it catches fire and just burns and burns and burns. You know. So
Jeez.
they had this software update that is supposed to, you know, if a short like that is detected, then it basically de-energizes the battery down to 30%.
But
And
is your car running?
right now,
Yeah, is it running?
no, it's parked in the garage.
But it runs, right?
Yeah.
Well, you better go catch it then if it's
Oh,
running.
you're killing me.
Thank you.
God.
That's one of the.
I'm sorry. Steven, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Wait, hold on.
What is it?
Like, do you know who's buried in Grant's tomb? Wait, what's the other good one?
That's
There's
one
a-
of the crank calls people used to do. You would call them up and like, hey man, is your refrigerator running? And they're like, yeah. Well, you better go catch it. You know, that was
Right.
back in the day where you could crank call people before they figured out it was you.
where Crank Yankers was born.
Yeah, you better go catch it. Yeah, your car is nice, but you took it to LA and like you were in line forever to have your car. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, the level 3 charging down there, um, there's some pretty long lines. I mean, at a Walmart, I think there were probably 3 cars in line for every charging station that was available.
oh yeah.
So, you know, Walmart had 10 stations, so there were about 30 cars in line there. And then there was a Bank of America uh, that had 2 working stations, and I mean, they had up to like 7 or 8 cars in line uh, when I was over there.
So, would you take your
So,
car up to LA again, or would
well,
you?
you know, I wouldn't have a problem doing that. You know, I just have to remember that's the situation, and so I would plan the trip around using, you know, I'd use the level 3 charging, you know, on the way down and on the way back. But when I was there, I'd probably try to plan the trip so that I only use level 2 charging when I'm down there, because the level 2 chargers were open. I could always find one of those. You know, they charge way slower, but as long as you are going to be parked there for a few hours, they let you, the ones I found, you could stay on them for 2 hours, and that would do a certain amount. So, um, you know, you could park on one, do something for 2 hours, come back, and then go to a different one, you know, a few blocks away,
You,
and sit on that one for 2 hours, you know.
you got
So,
AAA, or
yeah.
because what would happen if you actually ran out of electricity? What would you
Well, then
do?
I would stop and call AAA and have them tow me
Yeah,
to a charger.
hell yeah. Have you ever? Did you come close to running out, or
The closest I got was I was down to 16%, and I was
damn?
at the base of the grapevine, and I thought there would be a lot of chargers there. There's a lot of Tesla chargers there, but the only non-Tesla level 3 charging that I could find was um, there were 3 charge point chargers, and only 2 of them were working, and they were both occupied. So I had to wait there for a little bit. Um, and then there's a free charging station 11 miles up the Grapevine,
Oh yeah.
but I wasn't sure if, going up that steep hill, if I would be able to make it that 11 miles.
I've been in
So
an
that's,
I've been in an electric Chinese car
have you?
twice. Twice, yeah. Like in Chile, we took an Uber. In Chile, there's Chinese cars all over Chile. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, the whole Chinese car industry never arrived to America, but yeah, if you go to foreign countries, they got a shitload of Chinese cars, and they do
hmm.
have like a Chinese Tesla. I forgot the name of it. I think I saw it in the mall too, in the mall in San Jose, that big ass mall in San Jose. I forgot the name of it.
Southland
Not
or no,
Southland, but
Mayfair,
no, what is the name of that mall? Like,
uh,
they put out the mall near my house out of business. Uh,
Westgate, no,
oh no, not Westgate. Valley Fair.
Valley Fair.
Valley Fair. Valley Fair is the most profitable mall in the state of California. It's huge, but would you ever buy like a Chinese car?
I don't know. I don't know.
Once, why not? Are you like, would that be a problem? Chinese cars, I don't know why they can't come here. Like, why can't they bring the Chinese cars here?
It's all political.
It is political.
Yeah.
Even the cell phone companies are political. There's one cell phone company, a Chinese cell phone company that got outlawed. They won't let them come to America anymore. The Yaoi, whatever it's called, the Huawei, Huawei.
I thought it was like Huawei.
Yeah, the Huawei. Yeah, it got banned. They said they were using it to spy on us. You know.
Well, whether they were or not, it's just that I think that company is run by the Chinese government or have some pretty significant ties to the Chinese government. And so there were concerns that even if they're not spying now, they could in the future.
I
And
think everybody's spying everybody. You know.
oh, sure, yeah.
All these companies and stuff. Like, I think everything we own, all the TV sets, I mean, come out of China. Or I think you just got to buy American. Buy American. You don't want to be. You want to be spied on by American companies. Buy American. You know.
Yeah.
You got no TV sets still, don't you? You don't
Yeah, that's right. I keep thinking about buying one and then I just haven't done it. That's all.
We got a Fire TV, the Amazon Fire. And the cool thing about the Amazon Fire TV, you can actually go on the internet on the TV. So, if there's like a sporting event I want to watch that I can't get to, I just watch it through the internet, you know?
Oh.
Really, he does it because he can see porn in on a big screen.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. That's one thing I make sure I don't look at porn on that TV because my mom doesn't like that, you know. But I got an Amazon Fire tablet, and it kind of sucks. There's a lot of apps they don't let you like sign up for. I don't understand why, you know. Why is Amazon so restrictive? I can't get Reddit. There's a bunch of apps they won't let me sign up for.
Because they're not their store or whatever. So what you need to do is go into the settings and
Yeah.
you change the setting to where you can download things that are non-developer apps.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I'm telling you, that's all you have to do.
I
It's
just
just a setting on your Fire TV.
I have an Android phone, so well I used to have the Google Chrome and I hated Google Chrome because I felt like Google just took over my life, you know?
Yeah, everything I have is a lot of my stuff is Google. It's funny, it's kind of split up between that and iOS, but a lot of my stuff is automated. Even my alarms, and even if I when I wake up in the morning, when reminders go off, it's usually through Google, and I have a little gnat that's flying around my head.
Did
I
you
like
get the
that.
new iPhone yet, Steven?
No, I still have an iPhone 12 mini.
You got an iPhone 12.
Yeah.
What about the 13, the 14, and the 15? Like,
Well, I just, the 13 came out and I was like, well, it's not that much better than my 12 mini. And then the 14 came out and they didn't even make a mini anymore. I was like, oh, I like my mini. And then they
yeah.
came out with the 15, still no mini. 16, still no mini. So,
I have a 10. I still have a 10, and it records. What do you call it? It records like 4K video. So I'm happy with it.
Now they say
Yeah.
the iPhone 16 uses a lot of AI, but what does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
It's artificial intelligence. That's what AI stands for.
Yeah, but what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between if your phone runs on AI or what's the difference between a phone that doesn't run on AI?
There's an ad out now for an AI phone. I'll see if I can find it, but I want to say it's a Samsung or something, but it's one of those flip phones, I think, and you're taking the video. They show a mom and her daughter in the middle of a park, and they take a picture, and they say, "Oh, it could be you two," and then they take the picture. But if dad's not there, and then all of a sudden they like import the dad into the picture, and it looks like he's with them at the park,
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, okay,
maybe dad's cheating.
yeah, maybe dad's cheating, maybe dad doesn't exist, maybe this is her own, this is who she envisions raising her child.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
dad's cheating and stuff.
Let me see if I can find.
You're looking at the Muppets and
I was
stuff.
gonna play. I was gonna play a little funny thing, but I didn't
Oh yeah.
because we were fine. Let me see
I don't
here.
understand. Like AI means that is the phone gonna tell you what to do from now on?
Let me see if I can do this. Hold on.
Start
Phone with AI.
start telling you you're driving too fast. Shut up! Shut up!
Well, let me see here. Phone with AI commercial.
Phone with AI.
And let me see if I can find it.
My last name has got AI in it.
I think it's the one. I think
S
it's
C
the,
H I A. No, my last name's I A. It's the opposite of AI. I A P P A C A S S E. It's a Junkyard Rat show live from San Francisco. We got the VP debate tomorrow night, and it's gonna be fun. Get your popcorn ready.
all right, let's see if I can do this here.
Let's play it, damn it. Let's play it.
Let's play it. Let's play it. Damn
Let's
it,
play it. Let's play it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. I don't even know if it's going to play right away, so bear with us, guys. I'm doing this on the fly. This is what we do.
Real news, fake news.
Real fake news is what it is. Let me see here.
That is troubling.
Okay, here we go.
That is troubling.
Let's
The
see if
people
we
are
can get it.
wondering
Here
what-
we go.
Play it, play it.
I'm in close and I might strike a pose. I'm in my zone, but I'm sure that you know. Too much drip, it ain't my fault. It's in my fit, it's in my
Will you marry me?
zone, zone in on me.
Wow.
Pre-order Google Pixel 8 Pro free with eligible trade-in at AT&T.
So does that mean they owe us now? They owe us for advertising because we did that for them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But okay,
should
so
get paid.
that wasn't the one, but I've even seen that one, and in that one, here, let me get you back. Even in that one, they end up making it short because what it ended up doing is like where they had the group of kids in the middle of the park and they had the one black guy in the middle with the blue on. They in the other commercial I saw, he was able to take himself out of the picture.
Oh yeah.
And like move himself around and stuff, and that's like they showed part of it because
Isn't that kind of racist though? That the black
take the black guy out. Yeah, I
The-
thought that was kind of funny, and I
the
thought
black
okay,
guy- the
but
black-
it was funny because he had taken himself out.
the black guy's got to get taken off the picture and stuff. I got an email from a lawyer saying that there's like an eBay lawsuit, and eBay owes me like $200. But the lawyer's like, you're only gonna get $100 because we're keeping the other 100.
Wait, why does eBay owe you money?
I don't know. I guess there was like a lawsuit in eBay, and I signed up for it. You know.
Oh, was it from people that buy off eBay or sell off
I
eBay?
guess so. I haven't sold anything on eBay, so
I sold so much shit through well, I sold a lot through eBay. I sold my fair share during the
and they asked me how I wanted to get paid. Did I want like a credit card or?
right.
But I'm like, the lawyers have a lot of balls taking off with half of my money. You know.
I'm surprised they only wanted 100, even if it was 200.
I didn't even remember I signed. I remember I signed up for the Facebook one. I haven't got any money out of Facebook. I don't know what happened to the lawsuit, but I'm waiting for my $100 from eBay and stuff.
By the way, so we asked earlier, do you know the question of the old riddle, who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Isn't it Grant?
You're partially correct.
I've been in that cemetery in New York.
Yes, it's
in New York City. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I went down there to look at it and stuff. You know.
So it's Grant, his wife, and his dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're not buried; they're entombed.
Oh, yeah.
And entombed means they're above the ground in a crypt, kind of thing.
Are you getting buried with your dog, or?
Sure.
Are you gonna get buried with your dog? What does that mean that it's entombed?
It means you're not under the ground in a casket. You're you're in a building or a mausoleum, or in a if you were cremated, you're in a little hole in a box. But you're not really buried. You're encased in something like concrete or marble or
Yeah, one comedian has a joke about Nicolas Cage. He has a tomb. He bought a tomb for himself in New Orleans, but he's not even dead. You know, like
it'd be kind of cool to have a tomb in New Orleans because
Yeah.
there's a lot of old things there.
isn't that a waste of money to buy yourself a tomb before you're dead? That's like a white privilege thing to buy yourself a tomb before you're dead. You know.
I think it's what is it, archaic or old.
Yeah,
It's outdated to buy a tomb at all. We were just talking about how people don't even get buried anymore. They get cremated.
Well, in New Orleans, they got to bury you above ground, you know, because of the hurricanes and stuff. But he's like, it's a waste. And he was talking about, like, you're dead. They're going to try and get money out of you when you're dead, you know?
Oh, and there was that thing
What's
that
up
I
with
was
that?
told when I was a kid, which is true, that in China, they bury people standing upright.
Yeah.
And that's because there's to save room.
But they're short, you know?
They're short.
It doesn't take... There's not like... Yao Ming is not getting buried upright, you know? He's short. He's tall. And
He's
stuff.
going to have some big old mausoleum too or something, right?
I think so. He's part of the Communist Party, so...
You'd think.
Yeah, I mean, he is part of the Communist Party, you know, but yeah, like that whole thing is crazy. Like having a tomb in New Orleans, paying rent on a tomb when you're not even dead. That's like a white privilege thing, isn't it? Like you're just wasting money. You're wasting money, damn it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I guess are white privilege. If you want to label it
Do you
that
go
way.
to the movies anymore? When was the last time you went to the movies, Steven?
Yeah, Steven, that's a white privilege thing. No, I'm just kidding.
I go on Tuesdays when it's cheap.
He's making everything racist.
I go
I don't know when the last time I went to the movies was. I'm trying to think what the last movie I saw in a theater was. I don't remember. Last night I watched at home. I watched Married to the Mob.
Oh my gosh, that's old.
That's like 30 years old, isn't it? Like
Married to the Mob.
because
Who was the
1987.
guy? Who was the guy in
Matthew Modine from Stranger Things.
yeah,
it?
that guy used to be big back in those days and stuff.
Matthew
Yeah.
Modine from. So you had to go to Stranger Thing. I would have went to Vision Quest, or Gross Anatomies, or what else? Oh yeah, but he was the bad doctor And Stranger Things. You're right.
Right.
You don't even get the DVDs delivered to your house anymore. Netflix doesn't do that anymore.
I know. So now I've just been using Tubi, which is free with ads.
That's like the best commercials. Have you seen the Tubi commercials? They're like
Yeah.
hilarious.
What kind of commercials do
The
they have?
Tubi, they got commercials with like Tubi's for like teachers. It's also for the students that cut class and broke windows, you know. And they're hilarious. The Tubi commercials are hilarious. Like
I don't even remember the commercials, but I remember watching stuff on Tubi because they have actually good stand-up comedy on Tubi. And they
Yeah.
have good documentaries on Tubi.
yeah, there's a lot. There's like 4 or 5 like Freebies. Another one. I think
Yeah, freebie.
Freebie is part of Amazon. I forgot who owns Tubi, but it's one of the companies.
Some of the free apps are pretty good because they have stuff that you don't find anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, we got Netflix, but now Netflix has got commercials.
And Netflix sucks now.
And I didn't realize, but my one of my shows that I like to watch, but now I got canceled. I was watching Heels. Have you seen Heels, the wrestling show?
No.
It's on Stars. They only made it to season 2, but they put it on Netflix. So it's like a wrestling
Heels. Okay.
Heels, yeah. It's about a wrestling family and stuff. It's pretty good, but
It's like a sitcom / documentary / reality series.
it's not a reality series. It's not real. It's a straight up
It's a sitcom.
it's a straight up sitcom. Yeah, it's about wrestling, but it's not a real wrestling troupe.
Is it kind of a parody of what they would be?
It's not a parody. It's not a comedy.
It's actually kind of what it would be like, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a family trying to keep like a wrestling thing going. It's kind of depressing, but it's called Heels. But it got canceled and shit. A bunch of my favorite shows only made it to season 2. Minx is another one that got canceled after 2 seasons.
I end up forcing myself to. I'll watch something. I'll also look in how long of a series it's been a series, how many episodes there is before I'll even try it. But I've been forcing myself to watch something new, like something that would not interest me otherwise. And so the thing I watched was the last thing I remember watching was 90 Day Fiance.
Steven's picking his nose. Look at
Oh,
him.
he's playing with his mustache.
I thought he was like picking his nose.
He's not
I'm like, "You
picking his
your
nose. He's brushing his stash
You
out.
gotta.
But anyway, I watched 90 Day Fiance, and that sucked.
They got like a
but I
bunch
knew it
of
was gonna
those
suck.
shows, yeah.
I don't like reality TV, and
I used to watch that show with my mom, but she got mad at one couple. She refused to watch.
well, I started watching it, and I was like ready to take a nap. So I think I watched about an episode in about 5 minutes, but then I woke up, and it was into like 3 or 4 episodes later.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, here's the one couple, but what's going on here? And then I started watching it for a couple more minutes. I'm like, oh, no wonder I fell asleep.
There was
It
one
sucks.
couple. It was like a senior white lady was in love with some Indian dude and went to get married. And my mom just hated that couple. Refused to watch.
Right?
Refused to watch. How long you been growing your mustache? How long you been growing it?
I don't know. A couple of weeks.
It looks good. You
I
haven't.
was gonna say you didn't really have a mustache, I don't think, for Comedy Day, right?
Oh,
Not for comedy day, no.
he wanted to be clean shaven and stuff.
I think I had a beard on comedy day.
Yes, I believe you had facial hair.
I don't even
Yeah.
shave. I have an electric shaver, but I haven't used a razor like in like 15, 20 years. I don't
Oh.
like them and stuff. My mom has one, but I'm like, when you're in your 70s, shouldn't you stop shaving your legs? At what age is it okay for women not to shave their legs anymore? My mom goes to the pool So she shaved her leg, but I'm like, stop shaving your legs, Mom. You know, you're a senior, right?
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's a picture of the two.
Wait,
of
hold
you
on, back
comedy
up. Hold
there.
on. It will catch up. It will focus. Oh no, it doesn't see.
Damn, look how happy
Yeah,
you two look.
there you go. Oh yeah, but you can't. There, go back up a little.
See?
No, it's your damn camera.
It's because of the.
But you can see it kind of.
You got an old iPhone. It has terrible pictures. Damn it.
There you go.
You need a newer iPhone. You know.
And no, it's his actually it's his
webcam.
yes, the webcam is not focusing on it.
Oh,
But you
yeah?
can kind of see it. But yeah, you can see. Yes, you had facial hair. You just didn't have the stash. You had hair there, but it wasn't like that.
I mean, you got to take advantage of it because looking now, I got a bunch of gray hairs all over me and stuff. You know, even my pubes are turning gray. But you know, I have like virgin pubic hair. I've never shaved my pube. I still got the same pubic hairs I did when I first hit puberty at 13. I've never shaved them and stuff.
Don't. They would have all come out, and you've grown new ones since then.
Maybe I have grown. I don't know. But people shave down there, but I've never shaved. I've never got into the metrosexual thing. I think it's because I never had I've never really been married. So I never shaved anywhere.
Yeah, he's only been a Russian bride before.
I wish. I didn't. I wish I made some money as a Russian bride. Like, I didn't get paid. I missed out on my payday.
Yeah.
I missed out on my payday. But yeah, so now I got an OnlyFans where I just show off my virgin hair.
You show off your
People
virgin hair.
people spend like $20 a month just to stare at my virgin hair and stuff.
It's funny.
You know the weird thing, I kept thinking about this. I've seen a lot of mermaid vagina lately, you know?
Mermaid vagina.
I've seen a lot of mermaid vagina. And it's because mermaids, they can't get real jobs, you know? Who's going to hire a mermaid? Have you ever seen a mermaid in the workplace?
What is the workplace for a mermaid?
Well, the reason why they can't go to work is because they got to live like in a pool or like you know, in water. They live in
Under
water.
the sea?
They live in water, right? They're fish. So
Down where it's wetter, down where it's better. Take it from me.
But I know all these mermaids.
Sorry.
I know all these mermaids that have like OnlyFans accounts.
I'm a pretty crusty crustacean. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that I've seen a lot of mermaid vagina. Like, I feel ashamed of it too. Like, I've seen too much virgin, like not a mermaid vagina. I've seen too much mermaid vagina. It's like enough's enough. But
Remember the views you hear here on the
Yeah.
Junkyard Rat Show.
and I'm like,
Sorry.
why isn't Kamala fighting for the mermaids? You know, Kamala never like says, I want the mermaid vote. You know.
Even the dog had to drink some water on that one.
Oh yeah, the trouble with mermaids is like, I mean, you can if you have sex with a mermaid, it's got to be quickly because you got to put them back in the pool, right? I mean, they live in water or the sea or whatever. Remember that one movie with Tom Hanks?
Splash.
Yeah, they never remade Splash. You never see any mermaid movies anymore.
You don't see any mermaid.
Why don't they make
movies
like
anymore.
mermaid movies? You know?
Yeah, after the Little Mermaid thing, that was kind of just.
Oh
buzzed
yeah, the
out.
Little Mermaid. That's right. They got mad when people tried to sexualize the Little Mermaid. I was just wrong.
Well, even the last one was wasn't that the live action Little Mermaid and she was
Yeah.
black?
I don't think anybody trusts the mermaids. That's why they can't find good jobs.
People were up in arms because she
Yeah,
was black. I'm like,
people are-
really?
People are prejudiced against the mermaids. They're like because they're really fishy and stuff. You know,
They're real fishy.
they're really fishy and stuff. They must.
Well,
be
they-
all- huh?
People felt like a mermaid is supposed to be Irish, and there weren't like black Irish people. Is what I think.
Oh, because they're
People were
green
trying
and
to
got red
argue.
hair.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was what people were saying, but
Where does that come from? Where does mermaid folklore come from?
I don't know. Probably people on ships who got horny.
Right. Isn't it? It's not like Viking. What kind of ships is that? So where does I'll look that
Oh.
up. But
You know, the weird thing is, I didn't realize it, but you can have redheaded children even though none of your redheads, you know? You don't need to be a redhead to have a redheaded kid, you know? Because I was afraid that redheads were going in instinct because redheads aren't having sex with the redheads, right? But then somebody told me that that's just a natural thing, you know? You don't have to be a redhead to have redheaded kids. Your kids have, as long as there's redheads in your family already. Because I was getting worried. I was like, are we losing redheads? You know, are we losing real redheads? You know. But it turns out you don't. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, the earliest known mermaid legends come from, I'm probably saying this wrong, Assyria, an ancient civilization that existed in what is now considered northern Iraq around 1000 BC. The story goes that the Syrian goddess Atagadis, who ruled the seas, fell in love with a human shepherd and accidentally killed him. Ashamed, she threw herself into the lake and became a fish, but the god saw her beauty and transformed her into a half fish, half woman. But it comes from all over the world. There's legends that come all over the world, including from ancient Greece. The sister of Alexander the Great was turned into a mermaid after her death. In China, mermaids are said to be skilled and versatile beings, and their tears turn into pearls. In Ireland, the Merrows are the species similar to mermaids, but with membranes on their hands. Okay. Scotland, the sea eggs is a special mermaid with lower half of a salmon. Okay, that's interesting. In Wales, the legend of Marugga, a mermaid who was captured in the 6th century, says she learned to speak and sew, but never lost the ability to live in the water. In Spain, a mermaid from Cantabria is said to have once been human. So it just goes on and on and on. But the earliest one goes back to Assyria, which is now northern Iraq, about 1000 BC.
I forgot. I knew a comedian who said he was Assyrian. Forgot the guy's name.
Was he Assyrius?
I know
Comedian?
He was, yeah. I mean, remember
Sorry, had to
he
do
had
it.
glasses. Actually, you told me that you saw him performing. Was that Jimmy Kimmel or the other one? And he had things written on his.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse.
So not Jesse Hernandez, Jesse Elias, Jesse.
Yeah, is it Elias? It wasn't.
Was it Elias? What's his name?
I forgot his first name, but it was Elias. Yeah, he said he was Assyrian and stuff.
What was his name? So okay, so is that yeah? So yeah, he was the one that wrote his notes on his hand, and I could tell he was reading it. He used to, when he would go up at the things like the brainwash, he would take a ballpoint pen and write really small, and he would never look up at the audience. He'd always be looking down at his microphone, and it was really his notes on his fingers, and he would move his fingers a little bit, and there would be his jokes. And so when I saw him on Jesse Elias.
Jesse Elias, Jesse Elias.
So literally when I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel, I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. Somebody I know. I go, oh my gosh, it's Jesse Elias, the guy that would read his notes from his hand. And then he goes up and I see him doing it. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I guess if you're used to it, you're used to it. But a Jimmy Kimmel set, they're 5 minutes long.
I remember I saw Ben Feldman like reading his notes at Cal's, and he said that he saw Sarah Silverman. She had notes on her set at the punchline.
I've seen so many people carry notes. I've seen people plaster notes to the stage. I saw, what was it? Was it Joan Rivers used to handwrite her own notes really big?
Oh, yeah.
And then put them on big poster boards, and they would be lining the stage. Bill Maher on whatever HBO special he did, you can look down. At one point, they show like an aerial of above the stage, and you can see his pieces of paper lined up along the stage.
That's a good idea.
Robert Schimmel one of his best sets, the last one he did before he died, he had a teleprompter. I've seen people with teleprompters. It's like, wow. I guess if you're used to having notes and doing notes, you get to the point of where they become like Linus's security blanket. You have to carry them on stage. But the problem is, and I'll tell you this, comedians, if it's only a 5-minute set and you can't remember it, you're probably in the wrong fucking game. 2, if you bring it on stage, you're going to look at it. Usually when I'm hosting a show and somebody whips out their notes, it's a showcase. I'm like, really? I'll usually say something about it because people will have mentioned it to me. Hey, that guy just whipped out notes. I thought this was a showcase. I'll usually say things like, oh, if you see a comedian grab their phone or look at notes on stage, it's really not their jokes. It's really inspirational things like don't kill yourself. You know, things like that. And so that way they go, oh, yeah, I bet you it's little inspirational things. Yeah, sure it is.
Did you watch SNL on Saturday?
No.
Dana Carvey was playing.
San Carlos resident.
He was playing Biden, wasn't he? Or was it Biden or?
Who did he play?
I think Dana Carvey was playing Biden. Or...
I'm afraid to do it because if we do it, we'll get nabbed. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It looks like Facebook is off now.
Facebook is off?
Like they turned your Facebook off.
Do they really?
Let me go to it and see. But that's weird because what did we do? The only thing we played was what? We played what did we play? We played that commercial. We played
Oh yeah.
What did we play? Do you remember, Steven?
Did they ban us?
I don't know.
Oh, for the Google phone?
Oh, the Google phone.
Did they ban us for the
I don't know. Let's go to your page and see if it's still there. So this is crazy.
Oh yeah.
It says that
Are we off the air?
I don't know. I'm gonna go to it and see if we're live. I see that it's on there, but it's weird because it looks like we've gone dark over there.
Oh yeah.
That is funky.
That is crazy.
Oh yeah, this isn't even today's podcast. What are we on?
No. Yeah, because I always have like the last week's pin, so you got to go to the next one.
You got to go to the next one. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what's going on. We'll see. It says you've been live for 48 minutes. They cut you off at 48 minutes in, and we're actually an hour and 22 in.
Oh,
so what did they cut you on? Let me see here. Don't worry, I have it in its entirety, and you can upload it again.
Oh, okay.
And they'll probably just tell you can't do it with that thing on it.
With the Google commercial?
That sucks. Hey, by the way, guys, you can't even share a commercial about someone else's thing.
That's crazy.
I don't even know if that's that. I don't even think it's that. But it like literally logged you off. And they like, I bet you right now you have a notification on your Facebook that says, hey, by the way, don't be doing that. We'll see.
Man.
And you can talk shit about them because it's not like we're on with them right now.
Let me check.
And I'm seeing what the last thing we did was. But yeah, the flipping Google commercial. I bet you it was the Google Pixel commercial. That's crazy. That's funny. Why did they do that? Yeah, so they stopped us. I don't know where they stopped us, and I don't remember where we did the commercial.
No, I don't see any notification. Maybe it's in my email.
That's weird. I don't even remember where we did the commercial. I just remember we did the commercial. That's weird.
It is weird. That is weird. Technology's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing. So, but at least we have it. We have it being recorded on YouTube, and we're still there because you can see we're still live here.
That is crazy.
So
all that great material going to hell. All that great material.
That's all right. You can grab it for me before you go. Matter of fact, you can upload it right to your channel before you leave. So don't worry. But yeah, so being censored, that's always fun.
No, I don't see anything.
You don't see anything?
No,
You mean on your page?
no.
Oh no, on your as far as that.
No, on my page it doesn't say anything. I don't know.
That's strange because I looked over here. I looked on our dashboard and it was dark, but it still shows you're shut on. So it was like it was on. It's not like I turned it off. It's not like I was in the middle of your podcast and shut it off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still streaming out to YouTube. But enough of that. More about us.
That's
So I
sad.
bet you. I wonder if it was that. That's funny though.
That's sad.
That is sad.
Really sad.
And I didn't get anything.
I'm really sad.
I'm really sad. You're so sad.
I'm really sad. I know. All this great content.
Oh no, you didn't lose it. It's still there.
My
It's right
mermaid
there.
jokes.
Your
My
mermaid
old
jokes.
Mermaid jokes. It was the mermaids.
Those were mermaids.
The mermaids got mad at me and shut it down.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was really the mermaid.
The mermaids. Can't talk bad about mermaids, damn it. The mermaid.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna take us off the air.
I
Mermaid
didn't
talk.
realize that the Starbucks emblem is a mermaid. I never realized that the Starbucks
Oh yeah,
the Starbucks emblem is a. Why would there be a mermaid as a Starbucks emblem?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
Is it because it's in Seattle or wherever it is, Portland?
Yeah.
Or is it no Seattle?
Seattle. Have you been to the first Starbucks? I never.
I've never. I don't even think. I don't even think I've been to Seattle.
You haven't been. What do you mean? Yeah. Wait, you don't know if you haven't been to Seattle? How you not know if you've been to Seattle? Like,
I've not been to Seattle.
oh, I've been to Seattle 3 times.
Well, there you go.
And
So
it's always been in the middle of a heat wave and stuff.
that's a good time for hot coffee.
And I always ask people, like, does it get hot in Seattle or does it just get hot when I go there? Because I don't think it gets hot in Seattle, does it? And I used to tell people that I died in the Seattle fire, the Great Seattle Fire years ago. That's why it gets hot. But then I realized nobody died in that fire. So that was the end of my story. Like,
That's it.
it gets hot but I went underground. Have you ever gone underground? Have you ever done like an underground tour in a city?
No.
Last time I was in Seattle, I did the underground tour, but it's like boring as hell. I don't know why. There's nothing fun underground, you know?
There's not. I would think I can't think of any tour that I've been underground.
Underground, yeah, they got a whole underground city in Seattle.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've even been to any parks where you go in and there's like whatever bats in a cave or stalactites.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I did when I was young. There was a thing in. We went to Outdoor Ed and we went to Death Valley and we went into some cavernous place
Oh, yeah.
at one point. But yeah, that's about the only thing I can think of.
Have you gone underground anywhere, Steven? Or
I went on the BART.
that is underground, isn't it? That goes under the ocean. Like, yeah, when it goes from Oakland to San Francisco, it goes under the ocean and stuff.
Goes under the bay.
Under the bay, yeah.
I've
Under
been
the
in train tunnels. I rode the subway in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I rode the metro underground in LA.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah. There's like a metro in Vegas, but it only has like 6 stops.
Oh,
It has 6 stops only.
don't they have that thing in Vegas now where there's self-driving cars underground?
Oh, yeah, they're doing that, aren't they?
Yeah, I read an article about that recently.
I want a self-driving car because I can't drive. So, you think they're gonna allow people without a license to operate a self-driving car?
You don't operate it. It's not like a remote control. It's not like you sit in the back with the thing and go like this with your phone or something.
Well, you got to be ready. You know, what if it does something bad? You know.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think yeah. So they've been showing more and more videos on like Insta with things like people doing things to Waymo cars. So like I saw this one. Let me see if I can pull this up because we're already being nabbed on Facebook. Why not being nabbed on?
Oh yeah.
Let's really start to do it. Hold on. I guess I should say Instagram. And
Instagram.
then I should go to, let me see if I can find it. Whoa, holy smokes. The stuff it pulls up on my Instagram.
Hmm?
I'm just letting you know. Crazy stuff.
I mean, what's crazy on Instagram? You can't
So
like,
let me see here. This is a good one. Let me see if I can do this. And
you follow Diddy on Instagram or
let me see if
there's the Waymo.
So let me see if I can pull
Oh,
this
what
up.
is that guy shitting on the Waymo or
No. So what he's doing is he's
is he peeing on it?
no.
Oh, he's riding on the Waymo.
He's vandalizing. They're vandalizing the Waymo. And let me see if I can pull this up.
I had a friend who peed on a police car. He got a ticket for it. They caught him peeing on the police car.
So here's the Waymo. Let me see if I can get it. Color panel, then Waymo. Here we go.
There we are.
There we go. And let's see if I can get some audio with it here now.
You wonder where I've been.
That because it's music, of course. So Waymo car gets vandalized with a passenger inside. So these multiple people come up, and you can tell he grabs his dog at one point because he's worried. But look at these people walk up and just start riding on the hood.
Yeah.
Another person walks up and starts getting the windshield.
But there's somebody in
Another
the car.
person goes up and starts wiping. Yeah.
There's somebody
There's
in
a
the
passenger with his dog and him and his dog, and he's worried. He's like, well, what am I supposed to do? But the worst thing is that car's being tagged with him in it, so he's probably responsible for that car.
What does it say, bitch? What is he writing?
He literally writes a whole bunch of stuff, including his tag.
I don't know why people are doing that to the Waymos, man.
So the other thing I saw, let me see if I can get rid of it, let me see here. I'll find another one. The other one I saw was,
actually, where I live in my senior community, they're testing out like Waymo type buses. They got these two buses that are like Waymo. They drive themselves, and they actually test them out. They're testing them out down there, so they don't go that far. Maybe like less than a mile. But yeah, it's great that I'm in a couple of years. I can be sitting on a bus with no drivers and stuff, you know. And that's great for my community because people treat the bus drivers where I live really badly. So you don't have anybody yell at if there's no driver, you know what I mean?
right.
That would be great because people treat the drivers really bad. Because I'll tell you why. Because it's expensive to live there, but there's like a monthly due. It's like $1,200 a month. So everybody who live there has to pay $1,200 a month in dues. And a lot of these people don't play golf. So they're like, to them is like, the only thing that they use is the bus system. So they think, well, I'm paying $1,200 to ride this damn bus. You know, I want better service. You know, that's what's going on down there. But yeah, they have these two buses. They're testing them out. I don't think anybody should be like pissing on the Waymos. You know?
So the other one I saw is a guy jumping on the hood of a Waymo.
Yeah.
I saw one where people surround a Waymo and it won't move.
We should sign up for Waymo. You can sign up now, can't you?
What, to actually get a car? Sure. I think, yeah.
It's open, like they opened it up before.
To the public or whatever.
Yeah, before you had to be like registered, but now anybody can sign up. It's like, but is it expensive? I mean, is it more?
I think it is. And I don't think I would want to be in one.
Is it more than I would? My cousin, when she came down, wanted to ride the Waymo. She was really excited about the Waymo.
I would do it for a segment, for like a podcast segment. But I would not do it as even. The only way Waymo would be able to get me to start using their service is if somehow I did a segment. I liked it so much that they gave me a year of free rides everywhere.
Steven, would you ride the Waymos? Or?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's because you both drive. I don't drive.
You're all distorted. Here, let me undistort you. Sorry.
I don't drive, so I'm all excited about the Waymos, you know. I can't drive, so I'm looking
Look
forward
at how
to having
distorted
my
you
own
are.
Waymo. Look at you, Steven. What the hell's going on
Yeah,
there?
you were all distorted because I had it all.
Is
Yeah.
that what's your Are you getting ready for Halloween, or what are you gonna be for Halloween this
There
year?
it goes. You worried about how you look? There you go.
Damn, look at you.
Jeez. What's wrong with you?
You have a good dentist.
Did the stuff
don't you?
finally kick in?
I think so.
There we go. There you go. Now you look normal.
The CBD.
Well, you look as normal as you get.
Oh yeah.
So
You
anyway.
guys are just prejudiced because you can drive. I can't drive, so
So why don't you drive? Oh, because you got in trouble with your license.
they took my license. They took my license.
I was gonna say, why don't you drive? And now I know.
I
That's
gotta
right.
get permission from a doctor and stuff. They really fucked me though.
So wait, hold on. What did you do to get?
I was sitting in a parking lot at Ross in Walnut Creek around 10 p.m. smoking weed.
There you go.
The cop came up behind me. He searched my car, and he gave me a ticket. And he searched my car except the trunk. He said you got to put your weed in the trunk. He gave me a ticket, but it didn't matter because he put in some kind of request saying that I shouldn't be driving. And the next thing I know, I get this letter that my license got suspended, and I have to have a doctor fill out the kind of paperwork they give you if you got Alzheimer's or something, you know. If you have seizures, he made me do that shit, you know. And
So why don't you just go get a doctor? There's plenty of doctors that will sign a rec nowadays.
yeah, I should. I didn't do it back then. My doctor wouldn't touch it. you
And
know?
quite honestly, yeah, I know most doctors won't do that. They won't prescribe cannabis. I had a Stanford doctor, or I still do, as a primary, and of course they're not in this.
And I had a weed card too. This is during the medical marijuana. I had a weed card, and I showed him. He took my weed, and the thing about it is, I didn't realize my license got suspended.
They're supposed to temporarily suspend your license if you were.
They did, but I never got the letter. I never received any letter. What happened is, I the day before I was supposed to go to court for my ticket, I couldn't find my license or my marijuana card. I don't know where it was.
So you didn't go to court?
No, I went to court, but it didn't matter because the cop. It didn't matter. My license was already gone by the time my court case.
That's a temporary suspension. So, like I was trying to say, is if you get busted for driving under the influence, which you were sitting in a parking lot, they shouldn't even be able to get you. But you are still behind the wheel with intent to drive. But let me finish this. Is if they pull you over and you get either incarcerated or get to walk away, but if you were driving under the influence or behind the wheel and under the influence of drugs or alcohol, they instantly, when they write you a ticket, it sends a thing to the DMV that says that you were in violation of the rules that you use to get your license. Because one of the things you sign for when you get your license, you say you're not going to take anything that's going to impair your judgment.
Yeah.
And so they put a temporary holder suspension on your license pending the court date.
Oh no.
And then whatever happens at the court date is your finalization.
No, he went around that. He decided.
He can't be judge, jury, and executioner.
I'm telling you, they did.
I'm telling you, yeah, I get it. Even if you have a medical thing where you have seizures, that's something that a doctor has to sign off on and saying, oh, this person has been taking seizure meds for 1, 2, 3 years, and they haven't had a reoccurrence of a seizure. Therefore, they should get their license reinstated.
I should go try it.
You should.
Because I got better doctors now. I got younger doctors. They're more cool with weed, but yeah, so that's what happened to my license, you know. And I had no points on it either, but you know, the worst thing is that I remember the cop's name. I remember I know.
Well, don't worry. You've already been kicked off Facebook, so I don't think they're going to.
His last name is Clemente, like the baseball player and stuff. And I actually Googled to see what the hell he was up to a couple of years ago. It turns out somebody made a whole YouTube video about him. So And the thing I didn't realize is this guy's job is to go look for homeless people. He's in charge of the homeless people. Because when he pulled up, first of all, it wasn't even a police car. It was like a black SUV. It had no lights. It didn't say anything. I thought it was security at first. But you know why he couldn't get me for DUI? I'll tell you why. Because I was smart. I took out my keys. As long as your keys are not in the ignition, if you're parked and you're smoking weed, but the keys are not in the ignition, they can't get you for a DUI.
Yeah, and so that's slippery too, because if the keys are the ignition, that's considered intent to drive. But also, if you're behind the wheel and they're in your pocket, they can also be considered that. It really
Yeah.
depends on how
But the
where
weird-
you're at and how much they want to be an
but
asshole.
The weird thing, the weird thing is he didn't even look at my trunk. Like, but I don't think he was looking for weed.
Well, and if you have weed
Yeah.
and it's not on your person and it's in your trunk, it's not illegal.
No, but it wasn't in my trunk. It was just in my backpack. You know.
Oh, and your backpack was in the front part of the car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
but
there you go.
Nobody puts weed in their trunk. I mean, that's just stupid.
People that are smart do. People that deliver pot or whatever.
Well,
they always
yeah,
have
if
it in
you're
the trunk.
delivering, if you got a shitload of weed on you, that's one thing. But I don't know. But yeah,
Even me, I keep mine in my backpack. I keep my backpack in my trunk. I don't smoke when I'm driving down the
I
street.
don't know, I used to.
I know a lot of people that are like, here, I've got one rolled, smoke, start this up. And I'm like, okay, I'm in your car, so that's up to you. But if it was my car, I'd be like, okay, well, let's smoke it before we get into the car, or let's smoke it after we get out of the car.
That's funny. But now I take Uber now. I drive Uber. I'm on the Uber system.
You're on the Uber system. It's like the honor system for comedians.
I do Uber instead of Lyft, but because I'm sophisticated.
So I know we're getting close to that time.
You got any plugs, Steven? Where can we find you?
You can find me at what do you guys want to do?
That's right. What do you guys want to do? Everywhere.
What about your shows?
Everywhere.
You got shows coming up? You have a show Saturday, don't you? Or
Yeah, on Saturday I have the roast battle at Shenanigans.
oh yeah, are you gonna
And,
videotape that? I want to see that. You gotta film that thing.
Okay.
Unless you want me, I'm not going all the way to SAC to watch it, but yeah, I don't know why I can't get on a roast battle. I'm built for roast battles. Maybe I'm too good at roast battling. I would talk shit about. I would research people. Are you gonna research Subas or?
Well, I already roasted Subas another time, so I'm just gonna reuse all the jokes that I used.
Oh.
He's the masseuse, right? You're gonna make fun of his job, or?
He's a soccer coach.
But
Oh,
hold on. If you're going to use the same jokes, he's going to know where you're going.
I don't care.
I don't care.
what kind of What kind of jokes you got for a soccer coach?
Well, I had one. This is my favorite one. I tell you, I say he's a soccer coach, and the kids the kids think he's mean. They don't really like him that much. He's always telling them what to do and what not to do, just shouting orders at him. And so they came up with a nickname for him that they use behind his back,
Oh yeah.
and that nickname is Sue Bossy.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Isn't he masseuse too though, or
I don't think he is.
isn't he?
I think,
I think he was on my show. He talked about being a masseuse, or is that some other guy? Maybe
I think you're thinking of Basil.
the guy.
Hey, Basil, not the guy from Vegas, not the big
no,
guy.
no.
Oh,
That's
okay.
okay.
I was gonna say that's a big guy.
You can make a living as a soccer coach these days. I mean, what?
Well, he also works in a cafe at the hospital.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, oh yeah, The masseuse is another guy. Now I'm getting confused. All these Sacramento comedians with weird names, you know? All these foreigners with weird names.
Oh, jeez.
I'm getting confused.
Taking it from a foreigner with a weird name.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, that's me. But I Americanized my name. I'm still ashamed about that I Americanized my name, but I did Americanize. I came here as Christian and I became Chris. You know.
They don't call you Chris for short. What's your name for short in Chile?
No, they call me Christian in Chile. Christian.
There's no nickname.
Yeah, you know the weird thing is that my family had a name that went like my brother was supposed to be named Esteban because my grandfather was named Esteban and my dad is named Juan. So the oldest would be Esteban and Juan, but my parents broke tradition. But my brother was supposed to be Esteban. And yeah, my name was I don't know, but my mom thought I was gonna be a girl. She was gonna name me Carola. Like the car, Carola. But my cousin's named Carola, but yeah.
Like Adam.
Adam, yeah. Adam Carolla, yeah. Did you hear about Green Day? I guess they said something fucked up about Vegas. They're getting thrown off all the Vegas radio stations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were criticizing Vegas because they were talking about they performed in the Bay Area and they were pissed off that the Vegas is getting the A's. And they started talking shit about Vegas. And Vegas just decided, fuck you people, man. We're not playing your music anymore.
Oh, that's funny. There's only like a few stations in Vegas.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of them, but I think they're like, there's a lot of Mexican music or Latino music.
Right.
They're not Mexican. That's hella racist.
That's hella Chilean of you.
There's a joke that AM is becoming all Latino music and stuff. The AM radio stations. So when are you coming? Are you performing in the Bay Area again? When's your next Bay Area show?
I don't have any on the books right now.
Oh yeah.
I gotta reach out and try to get some.
I try to get you on Kells, but there's been some resistance. There's been some resistance. I can't figure out why. There's been resistance.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
by
all
the
about.
man. And not that Booker, but the other man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Huh?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there's been resistance. I even tried to get you in the Mina Gallery. I'm like, why don't you put him in the Mina Gallery show? You seem more like a Mina Gallery type of comedian, but there's been resistance.
Okay.
So, but you know, it's just one show. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah, there's other ones I can do.
Yeah, there's a lot of new shows in the Bay Area and stuff. You gotta start smoking weed. If you want to get booked in the Bay Area, you gotta start smoking weed. There's a bunch of shows in dispensaries too now. You know? You gotta get into the function. Are you friends with Troy?
Yeah, I
Boyd
need to
or-
go down there.
Huh?
That would be nice. I need to go down there.
They got an open
Yeah,
mic,
that'd be
don't
good.
they?
Yeah, I want to say it's Mondays.
Is it Monday?
I
Or is
want
it
to say
tonight?
it's Mondays.
Because I walked by there. It's near Mo Green's. It's actually like a couple blocks from here, the function.
Right.
They're actually open during the daytime. I noticed that the bar's open and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm at Cal's every Friday. Catch me at Cal's.
There's your Cal sticker.
Where's Cal's? North Beach.
North Bitch.
There were some hecklers. There was an old couple heckling people and stuff at Cal's.
Really?
Yeah, but the funny thing is that I don't even think they sell tickets anymore to Cal's.
They should. I mean, that just
don't-
it makes the show have value.
I think they had trouble selling tickets, so now they're just giving away free tickets, trying to get people inside. But
Otherwise, they're just a bar.
that's what they are. They are a bar.
Yeah, I know, but they're supposed to be the home of the Purple Onion.
I don't know. They own the Purple Onion name, so We don't really use the purple onion name. We should. I mean, the purple onion is a famous name and stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering, well, how did they buy those rights and what did they get? And I know they got to use the sign or whatever. They made
I
a
don't
sign
know.
like it.
They used to use it, but yeah, they own the rights.
But they don't use it anymore, right?
No, they don't have a banner. Like, they should put up a banner or something, because the purple onion is still famous. You know,
Right. That's
it's
why we use
famous.
that flyer that we have
It's
up there.
famous worldwide and stuff. Yeah,
So, all right, we're getting that time.
and it's almost October. It's almost exciting. It's the last day of September. I miss September. I can't believe she moved after 1 year. I was
That's why
like-
they took you off Facebook.
That's why, because I was complaining about September. I'm like,
Exactly.
maybe September works for Facebook. She's like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Steven, thank you for coming along on the ride once again.
Thank you for being
Mhm.
on, Steven.
And
Yeah, it
with
was
all
really
your
fun
socials.
being on there.
Oh, yeah, you got a videotape, but I want to see you roast battle.
Yeah,
Okay.
we want to see a snippet of it at least.
Yeah.
Send it to us so we can play.
Don't do any racial jokes, though.
Yeah, don't get us in trouble. Don't get us canceled
You're
because
crazy. You foreigner. How did they even let you in this country? God damn it.
All right, so we out.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, guys.
Okay.